Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jay Clues, and today we're diving into a topic so special to my heart, and that is my expectations to The Weeknd's new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. As you can see by the background, The Weeknd's one of my favorite artists. As you see the trilogy right there, Michael Jackson is one of my favorite artists as well, and you know the comparisons early on in the career. And if I move more, you can see the House of Balloons vinyl, man. Come on. I've been very fortunate to see The Weeknd live about 4 times. I saw him at Coachella, saw him in Chicago, Detroit, and I know I've seen him somewhere else. I just can't remember where. As a fan of The Weeknd since his very first project, it's been very exciting to see this journey from the dark side of R&B to the very R&B and pop superstar that we have now. I have my notes of what I want to talk about, but pretty much I'm going to share my expectations, my predictions, and my personal hopes for this album. So whether you're a longtime fan or you're just curious about what to expect with this new album, go ahead and grab a drink and come and listen. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was The Weeknd's evolution as an artist, because when I first discovered his music from House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence, what drew me was his unique R&B landscape. You know, there was nothing sounding like that at the time. His sound was very haunting and raw and incredibly emotional, and even as just a young guy, it just really suited what I wanted to listen to. I mean, the production and then just the vocal performance, although it wasn't the most grandiose at the time, just the marriage between the two just fits so perfectly. Part of the reason why we like House of Balloons, Thursdays, and Echoes of Silence, as well as Beauty Behind the Madness and Kissland, was the fact that he was able to resonate with us so deeply by provoking emotions and creating a very great listening experience. Over the years, he's completely transformed his sound. His last 3 to 4 albums, he's embraced more of this more polished and pop-oriented approach, which I'm not mad at. I really do enjoy. Even though there's a shift from his departure from his earlier work, it's been refreshing to hear him evolve constantly. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's so big today, was that he just doesn't stick to one sound. He can pretty much do it all. His ability to combine dark, introspective lyrics with infectious 80s inspired production is what sets him apart from other artists. Other artists have tried. Everybody's tried to be The Weeknd, but they just cannot seem to do it. The Weeknd is not just making music for the charts, he's crafting an experience, and he takes his art so literal, as you can see from his interviews and music videos. And that is why that guy is able to do stadium tours. Now, my predictions for Hurry Up Tomorrow, pretty much based off the 3 singles we've heard so far, which is Sao Paulo, which I love that one. If you see my first reaction, you know I love it. We got Timeless with Playboi Carti, and then we got Dancing in the Flames. So it's clear he's continuing that 80s theme, trying to kind of wrap up the whole 80s thing, the whole trilogy that he's got going on. You know, each of these 3 singles kind of showcase a different aspect of that sound, which makes me think there'll be a lot more variety within the album. And I'm curious just to see how it's going to connect with After Hours and Dawn FM. I'm expecting an album full of vibes, though I'm not sure if we'll get a track that feels dark overall, kind of like Echoes of Silence. And honestly, I'm okay with that, because to me, The Weeknd has not put out a bad project. I think all of it's been pretty good and very memorable. One thing I'm especially looking forward to, and that's just the nerd of me, is the sequencing of this album. I want to see how he's going to connect major tracks from After Hours and Dawn FM, and maybe even some from his previous works, to this album. If you analyze the lyrics and the music video for Dancing in the Flames, you'll notice it's pretty much a sequel to Blinding Lights. And that kind of attention to detail is what makes his whole storytelling compelling. And if you go back to After Hours, when he dropped the single After Hours, that song connects to 28, which is off the trilogy. When it comes to lyrical themes, I'm expecting The Weeknd to talk about life, but in a relationship setting. He usually does do that. Like he talks about a woman, but it's more so, if you look past just the words itself, overall it's about life. He's always able to do that, but again, I'm expecting it to be more in a more mature perspective. I mean, he's obviously a different person now compared to when he first released House of Balloons. Heck, he even had a whole TV series. His ability to weave personal experience with universal emotions is what makes his music so relatable, and which is why a lot of people love it. So I'm also predicting that this album will be his strongest storytelling effort within this trilogy. He's always been very great at creating cohesive works, and I don't expect that to change this time around. But one of the most important aspects of this whole entire album rollout and the whole album concept is that The Weeknd is retiring the whole persona of The Weeknd. He did an interview with Variety where he mentioned that he's mastered everything that he wanted to do as The Weeknd. And honestly, he's not even wrong. He's evolved so much artistically that it makes sense for him to close this chapter. So I'm curious to see how he's going to convey it within this album. Like, will the last track of the album be this very grand, definitive moment, or is it just like a transition into his next chapter that he's going to tease? All I want within this album is some variety, and by the 3 singles, like I said earlier, he's pretty much shown that. Again, this is The Weeknd we're talking about. He's one of my favorite artists, so like the bar is kind of high, but I'm pretty sure he's going to deliver. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a seamless flow within the album, starting from track 1 all the way to the very last track. As a longtime fan, I would like to see some callbacks in there. You know, that's just me being very personal and stuff, but like the way he did After Hours and 28 with This House Is Not a Home, I just feel like that was pretty cool, and I would like if he did more of that. In conclusion, Hurry Up Tomorrow feels like it's going to be like this pivotal moment in his career, just because Again, he's gonna retire the persona of The Weeknd, and The Weeknd is his whole brand, so it's gonna be crazy to see what he does next. I'm really curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. What are your expectations of Hurry Up Tomorrow? Go ahead and comment your thoughts below, and make sure you subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed the content. Make sure you stay tuned because you know I'm gonna be reacting to Hurry Up Tomorrow, and I appreciate you all for watching. Until next time, peace.